Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault 2, and I'm out here in the garage just getting done cleaning up a few guns that I took to the range recently, and I've finished the range report on one. One is the Browning High Power Practical model, and the other one is the Smith & Wesson Performance Center M&P 9 M2.0, and that one I have to film the garage portion either tomorrow night or Friday night. But anyway, I just want to come to you because I know I'm a little bit late to this game because there's been so much going on when it comes to what's going on in the Middle East. But I wanted to talk about some news that was breaking about 2 days ago and kind of mention that, once again, I was right about something when it comes to the Ninth Circuit and why I say that I'm black-pilled. And I understand that many of you guys might still disagree with me, and that's okay. I've had some good dialogues with people regarding the courts and upholding our Second Amendment rights. As you guys may know, the Ninth Circuit en banc panel, I guess, not necessarily overturned Judge Roger Benitez's ruling, overturning the California high cap mag ban, but they put an injunction in place preventing its ruling from going into effect. And essentially in this document that they put out, they stated that they believe the state of California is going to win on the merits, that high-capacity magazines are not protected by the Second Amendment. They even cite Heller, they cite Bruin. We all know that this is flying in the face of what the Supreme Court said in those. But I tell you guys, even the people that comment in my videos saying, Jason, their hands are tied, they have to follow this. And I keep telling you guys, the people that we politically fight, they will try to win by hook or by crook. They will try to win by bending the rules, changing the rules, breaking the rules. It doesn't matter. What matters is the outcome. And we have activist judges in the Ninth Circuit who broke their own precedent, took this appeal en banc, and wrote this opinion. We already know it's a foregone conclusion, and they're going to play games with this, even though the Supreme Court has clearly stated things that would infer that magazines are protected. But they're saying things like, well, the state of California is not preventing its citizens from owning any ammunition or as much ammunition as they want or as many 10-round magazines as they want. But trust me, I'm sure in a future legislature, California will do that once this is upheld, and they'll fight this all again. They're going to delay the hearing on this case for as far out as they possibly can. We know that once the case is held and there's oral arguments presented, they're going to wait another year and a half before they ever give their ruling, just trying to waste time. And we all know that the Supreme Court is not going to step in because they're too nice. That's the thing about our side and why I say that I'm black-pilled and that I am not optimistic about the future of our Second Amendment. Their side will always play games. Just like when it comes to the Heller case and Antonin Scalia saying, well, the only firearms that could possibly be banned are guns that are dangerous and unusual. But of course, you have lower courts that say dangerous or unusual. They change one word or they separate those two words. So all guns are dangerous, right? So therefore they can be banned. They play stupid word games, come up with different semantics, and I think that they're clever. And instead of the judges that are on our side playing the same game, they never quite come out with a definitive ruling. And, if this even gets appealed to the Supreme Court and they ask, hey, step in, the Ninth Circuit's breaking their own rules here. Do you really think Justice Thomas, Justice Kavanaugh, Justice Alito, Justice Roberts are going to step in and do anything? No, they're going to say, well, we need to play by the rules and we need to let the process go on in the Ninth Circuit, let them make up their own opinions. Then it can be appealed to us. And then what's going to happen when it's appealed to them? They're going to say, you guys need to re-adjudicate it under these new sets of standards. And of course, they'll go back down to the lower court. We'll do it all fall again. Then it gets back up to the Ninth Circuit, and they'll be like, yeah, it's bans are still completely constitutional. And we do the whole thing again because our side plays nice. They play by the rules. They play by, they have decorum. They have respect for precedent. They have respect for procedure. The other side does not. It does not. And for all of you that are telling me in the comment section, and by the way, I'm not mad at anybody because we have some great dialogue down there. People that say, I get it wrong because, Jason, their hands are tied. I can't tell you how many people have said that in the comment section, quote, their hands are tied because they heard it from other legal experts. And, of course, there's the people that say they'll never listen to me because I'm not an attorney. I'm not a legal scholar. Well, those legal scholars and attorneys were saying that the Ninth Circuit's hands were tied and that they were going to have to uphold the rule. And they didn't. I was the one that predicted it. And I'm not trying to be arrogant about that. I just see the writing on the wall. And it amazes me because the Second Amendment community are the ones that I think really evaluate the future. They're the ones that say, terrible things, while they might be rare and might not happen to you, they can. And that's why you need to be prepared and have a firearm. When it comes to the way laws are constructed and passed and the way that our judicial system works, they assume the best in people. And they assume, their hands are tied. They're going to have to follow Supreme Court precedent. No, they're not. Their hands are not tied. And I don't care how many videos of the armed scholar you go and watch where he says something silly like groundbreaking, 6-3 Supreme Court decision changes Second Amendment landscape forever. I mean, he's had that title on literally like 25 videos. And you click on it, and it's not that. And I don't care what he says, and no, it's not. Because the other side, the anti-gunners, will win by hook or by crook. They will do anything it takes to push their political agenda. They're, in a way, evil. They're evil because they play games, they play semantics, they will lie, they manipulate, and somehow they look at the Heller decision and the Bruen decision and say it's okay to ban guns. Pretty much all guns and all gun accessories. Totally constitutional. And you and I will look at those rulings and go, but it clearly says that they're not. And that's the way the game is played. But will our side step in and give definitive rulings and, strike down egregious gun control laws the same way that the anti-gunners No, they won't, because they're like, well, I have to have respect for procedure. I have to have respect for the law. And that's why we lose and why we're always going to lose. Just like when Donald Trump was president, right? We had both houses of Congress and the presidency, and we couldn't pass any pro-gun legislation, right? Because we had enough weak-kneed Republicans that didn't want to push anything and, rock the boat. They were fine doing nothing, but they weren't going to pass anything pro-gun. In the Senate, they had their rules. Instead of breaking the rules like the Democrats do to get stuff passed, they just, okay, well, we have this little minority of people and they can stop everything. It's amazing how when we have both houses of Congress and the presidency, the minority can stop all legislation. It's amazing, right? Okay, it's the way it is. And the Republicans have done it to the Democrats, so I guess turnaround is fair play. But look at it. We can be in complete control, and we still have Republicans that won't do it, that are weak-kneed, won't get anything done. This is why I say I don't vote anymore, because people have mentioned in the comments, they said, Jason, you don't realize the influence you might have over some people. And I don't tell you what to do. If you want to vote, go vote. Nowadays, apparently, you can go vote early and you can go vote often. That's the old joke, right? You can go to early polling places. You can go to other polling places, and if they tell you, well, it already says you voted somewhere else, you can still vote with a provisional ballot. And if you get 5, 6, 7, 8 of these mail-in ballots at home, well, you can just fill them all out and turn them all in, right? Why not, right? Anyway, so I have no faith in our system of elections at all because, whatever. But even if the Republican wins, What do? Nothing. Or they work with the Democrats to pass gun control. Like now we have the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, which, thanks to my senator, John Cornyn, people that privately sell firearms from their own collection are now required or going to be required to have FFLs or run background checks. And that's, a way of getting universal background checks, because they're saying that they've changed the definition of what it is to be in the business of selling firearms. Before, if you were in the business of selling firearms and making part of your income from that, and the motivation was profit, well, you needed to get an FFL. And I think that we all agree that was perfectly fine. Now, if you're going to run a gun store, well, get an FFL, right? If you want to do transfers for people or do online sales, well, go get an FFL, right? That's perfectly fine. But now they're saying, hey, back in 1990, you bought that Colt 1911 for $500. And now it's 2023, and it's time to maybe liquidate some of your collection. Maybe you need some money for medical bills, or you're just trying to downsize your collection a little bit. Of course, in $2023, well, that $500 Colt 1911 back in 1990 is now worth $1,300, right? Maybe it's a nice one. It's a gold cup or something. Well, guess what? You've now made a profit. And because you've made a profit, the ATF, according to their rules and regulations that they have proposed, now says you're in the business of selling firearms and you're going to need to get an FFL. And if you're caught selling privately and you made a profit, well, now you're going to be in trouble, right? Well, who can we blame for this? Do we want to get mad at the ATF? Well, of course we do, but who should we really blame? Well, the ATF is using the language that was passed by Republicans. Yeah, the Republicans sold you out. So if I vote for a Democrat, well, they're open about wanting to strip me of my rights. If I vote for a Republican, they tell me they're going to support my rights and defend my rights and then just sell me out. So I'm being lied to and manipulated. So both sides want to take my rights. They seem to take them at about the same pace, and they won't fight for me. So my personal opinion, I have no one to vote for. And don't tell me voting third party. It's a waste. Number one, I'm busy. Okay? Let me ask you a question. Do you think that when any politician, let's just say Joe Biden, for example, is sitting in the White House and has to sign a bill, okay? Do you think he sits there and goes, okay, well, my party says I should sign this and the Republicans say I shouldn't, but there was that contingency of 0.005% that voted for the Libertarian candidate or the Constitution Party, and they don't think I should do it. I'm going to listen to them. Do you think he does that? Hell no. No, he doesn't. So it's a waste. It's a waste of my time. I just need to stay at work and not even vote. And make sure that my name is not on the voter roll so no one can vote in my name, like I was talking about before, sitting in some type of, mail-in ballot or voting 5 or 6 times or whatever, right? So that's why I'm blackpilled. That's why I say we're going to lose our rights. Because judges nowadays, which was usually the last line of defense to defend the Constitution, they don't do their jobs. They break their own rules. They feel like they're clever and special. And it's sad, and the Ninth Circuit is proving it. The Ninth Circuit is proving it. And I'm the one that told you this was going to happen. All the people that on my channel that are saying, I won't listen to you, I don't like it when you talk politics or legal stuff because you're not an attorney. Well, the armed scholar was saying their hands are tied, right? And guess what? Their hands weren't tied. Other channels, big old channels, were saying their hands are tied. They're going to have to follow. No, they don't. No, they don't. So, anyway, that's what's going to happen. This thing's going to continue to be dragged out and dragged out and dragged out. And they're going to play games. And the justices in the Supreme Court on our side, they're not going to do anything because they're too nice. They want to have decorum and let the lower courts go through their process and blah, blah, blah. And the politicians on our side are just going to play by the rules and let the anti-gunners run, roughshod over them, even if the pro-gun side has super majorities in their legislatures. That's it. Because our side doesn't play the game the same way the other side does. You know, what's the saying? Don't bring a knife to a gunfight. Well, our side always brings a knife. Always. In fact, I don't even think they bring a knife. I think they bring a slingshot or maybe like a rubber mallet. That's what we do. And that's why we're going to lose. But anyway, expect more delays. Expect more BS coming out of the Ninth Circuit. And so when the other rulings of overturning, which we all know is coming, by the way, because Roger Benitez is going to write the ruling that's going to overturn, and at the district court level, California's assault weapons ban, we all know it's coming, just like the mag ban. Expect to have an emergency injunction. It will go up to the Ninth Circuit, and I guarantee you they're going to play the same game again. So don't listen to the people that say their hands are tied. It's not a groundbreaking, breaking news, 6-3 Supreme Court decision changes the Second Amendment landscape forever. And so I said the Armed Scholar has used that for like 25 videos, and none of it is true. None of it is true. It's not breaking news. It's not groundbreaking. It hasn't changed the Second Amendment landscape forever. It's just the way it is. It's old news is what it is. It's just status quo. Status quo. So, yeah. So there you go. Maybe I should title this video groundbreaking or breaking news. 6-3 Supreme Court decision keeps status quo forever in the Second Amendment world. I should do it as like a parody of the Armed Scholar. So anyway, that's what I want to talk to you guys about tonight. And I know it's a couple days late, but just curious what you guys think. And if you guys are as realistic about all of this as I am, or you guys still have hopes and think their hands are tied and our side's actually going to do something and this is a big grand win. So anyway, let's have a good conversation in the comment section below, and I'm sorry if I disappoint some of you guys. So as always, thanks for watching.